This is Captain Feuree, and welcome to episode 15 of my Zombies Pros and Cons series. In this episode, we'll be reviewing the Zombies map Buried, which is available in the Vengeance DLC map pack for Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And first off, I'd like to thank the ZKA Clan channel for continuing to support me in my YouTube career and helping me out as much as they possibly can, and for being understanding of my extended period of absence. And I would also like to apologize again for that. And also, if you are watching this on the ZKA Clan channel, please head over to my channel for some other great videos, and also subscribe to me. That'd be helpful and be very nice of you. So first off, let's start with our cons of the Buried map. Like usual, I only have a couple. The first one is the Ghost Ladies. Wow, just a part of the Ghost Ladies is that they take away 2,000 points. That's so many points, and it just goes away just by them barely touching you. Like, you can't even notice it sometimes. Sometimes they'll sneak up behind you and just hit you, and you don't even notice. And all of a sudden, you look down at your points, and you got no points at all anymore. And so that can be frustrating sometimes. The last con I have is the Easter egg. How you have to choose which side you do in the beginning. Like, you can't do one side and then decide to do the other side when you're in the middle of the other side. And so that kind of is frustrating, because it took a little bit longer for me to figure out the Easter egg, because I knew how to build the guillotine parts. I knew what all those parts did and where to get all those parts. And so I would do like what I'd normally do, is just start building that in the beginning of the map, and then later on I decided I wanted to do the other side, the Richtofen side, instead of the Maxis side. Or sorry, that is the Richtofen side. I don't know which side is which. I can't remember. But I wanted to switch sides, and I couldn't, because I already started building parts in the guillotine when I needed to do it on the noose. And so that was frustrating, because I had to restart the whole entire game because I couldn't finish it the other way, and it was just frustrating to me. Anyways, let's move on to the pros. The first pro I have is the setting. I love it. It's old western. It's really nice. It's just good looking. It's creepy in some areas of the map, and it's really nice, and they just did a really great job with making it attractive. Next pro, the zombies. The zombies are interesting in this one. I just like the costumes. They're really nice. I never thought I'd be seduced by one of the zombies, because they show a little bit. Some of the female zombies, they're a little provocative. Next pro, it's a big map. It is a nice sized map. I mean, you don't go too many places like you did in Mob of the Dead, where it was like all these small corridors and stuff like that. But in the Buried map, there's a lot more area you can go to. Like, it's more open areas that you can have, and so I liked that. It was nicer, and it was fairly big. Like, even bigger than you thought it would be in the beginning, because you can go in the mansion, and then you can go to the maze, which is a huge add-on to the rest of the map. Next pro is, of course, the big guy. Some people call him Leroy, some people call him the Big Sloth or something. I don't really know what the real name is, but we're just going to call him the big guy. And he does so many things for you. He can give you points and he breaks barriers, and those are combined. If you break a barrier, the farther away you are from the barrier and you point him in that direction, the farther away you are, the more points you get from the barrier breaking. Next part about him is that the candy. I like that how many different things you can do with the candy. There's 3 different things you can do with the candy with Leroy, or the big guy. The number 1 is he freaks out and he will kill all the zombies, but he doesn't really kill them. They just die and then respawn almost instantly. And so that's kind of nice for parts of the Easter eggs when you need kills, but you don't really want to proceed in the rounds. So that's nice. Next part with the candy is that he can babysit the crawler. If you give him candy right next to a crawler, he will pick up the crawler and hold it around and follow you around for as long as you want. And the way you get rid of him or get rid of the crawler and proceed, is you just stab the crawler once, or stab Leroy or whatever, and he will throw the crawler down and stomp on its head and kill the crawler. The last part about the big guy is building things. If you place him next to a workbench, he will start it. He will go and run and get a part, and he will start building at that workbench. It's randomized. You can't choose which gadget you build, but it's something. He's helping you out, and that's another cool way they let him help you out. The next parts will be guns and weapons you can use. So the first one is the Ray Gun Mark II. They added this in the new DLC, and they put it in addition to putting it in Buried, they put it all over the zombie maps. They put it in every single one, I think. I've seen it in Mob of the Dead. I think you saw that in my gameplay for the last video, and a few other maps. I know they did that, and I'm pretty sure they said that they put it in all of them. Next weapon is the Paralyzer. It's really nice to have the Paralyzer. It was a really good gun. It has unlimited ammo, and it just takes a little bit to recharge, and especially when it's Pack-a-Punch, it's really nice. And another great thing about it is that it can make you fly. And a lot of people didn't know this, and I just barely figured this out not too long ago, is that it can help you fly around through the maze. That makes it so much easier. So if there's a blocked path, you know how the maze changes every single time you go into it? Well, this can help you out. Like if you just need to go straight through to the fountain in the center, you can just hop over the barricade. Instead of having to find your way around the maze, you can just hop over it using the Paralyzer, which is really nice and makes it so much simpler and easier, because you can just do that and skip all that. The next little weapon, but it's not really a weapon, but thing you can get out of the mystery box, is the Time Bomb. The Time Bomb is really nice. It's kind of, it reminds me of Afterlife in Mob of the Dead, where it's kind of like a life system. So if you're in solo and you have quick revive, I always start off with quick revive if I'm in solo, and you can just go, and if you have the Time Bomb, let's say you die, it's so easy because you can just detonate that Time Bomb and you'll be back to where you placed it, and you'll have all your perks, so you'll have quick revive again, so you've got another life, and you've got all your weapons and your points that you had at that time when you placed it. So that's really nice. I really loved that, and so that made it a lot easier. Next pro is the PhD Flopper Perma perk. Now I'm not sure if you can get this in the other maps, but at least they put it into this one, which is really nice. I mean, even though you can't have it permanently and you can't go buy it, you can get it by jumping off a higher place and getting fall damage, and doing that a few times, and it'll finally give you a PhD Flopper Perma perk, which is kind of nice to have. It's not the best, but it will work a little bit, and it's just something you can have, and that way you can dive off of high buildings and create a little explosion to kill all the zombies around you. Next pro is the free piano perk Easter egg. This is kind of cool. It's just a little Easter egg that kind of hid in there, and it gives you a free perk, theoretically. What you do is you go into the saloon and you see the target on the wall, and you see the line on the floor, and you have to stand right behind that line and you shoot the center of the target with a ballistic knife, and it will give you 100 points, and that's how you know you hit the center. And the piano in the background will start playing. And if you notice, the piano in the saloon starts playing, but the keys just are moving, but nobody's at the piano. So then what you have to do is you go into the mansion. You have to go all the way through it and then start coming back through it, and you will see a lady, one of the ghost ladies, playing the piano. And what you do is you go up next to her and you hold down X and it will tip her. When I first heard about that, I meant tip as in like you push her over. No, that's not the case. You give her money, and you give her 10 points, and she will give you a free perk. And so pretty much you make 90 points if you hit the bullseye in the center, and you also get a perk. And so that's really nice. It was just a little free perk that they added into there, and it was a little cool Easter egg, and so that was really nice. Next pro is the bank and the gun locker. I love this. They linked it with transit. So if you have a couple 100,000 in the bank, in transit, you can withdraw it in buried. And so that was really nice how they kind of connected those two and made it a lot easier that way. Um, that does the same thing with the gun locker. You can, if you have a really amazing pack-a-punched gun in the gun locker, you can in transit you can withdraw it in buried. And so it's really nice to have that, and it's kind of cool. The only thing I don't like about that is that they don't let you put the paralyzer in it, or any ray guns, or Mustang and Sally if you upgraded your pistol, or your starting pistol. You can't even put your starting pistol in it. So I thought that was kind of dumb. I wish they would have let you do that if you wanted to, because I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because you could pretty much go on forever. You could start off the game really easily, and you could have any game go on forever. But I don't know. I think they should have given you a little more freedom in that. And so, you know, whatever. That's fine, I guess. Next pro is the nav card. If you have been following up with the nav cards, you know that the transit nav card went into the die rise nav card table, and then die rise nav card went into the buried nav card table. And the buried nav card goes into the transit nav card table. I thought this was interesting. I was thinking they were going to keep going to the next DLC map pack, and then that one will go into the transit, and so it kind of loops around, and that will end up connecting all the maps in some weird way that we do not know yet. But that's not the case, and so I'm a little confused, and my theories have changed of what they're going to do with the last map pack, which I'm very excited for. And so I'm thinking maybe this next map pack will be like, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe like a hub for all of them, so that it will connect you to all the different ones, and you can like stay in the game the whole time and go into different maps. I don't know. I'm not sure what they're going to do with it. It's interesting to see what they're going to do. I don't know. It kind of seems like they're kind of starting to wrap things up, because like if you've done the end game Easter egg for like at least the Maxis side, I know that certain things open up in buried, and it will Maxis will start regaining control over the zombies, and so that's kind of, well, not regaining, but gaining control over the zombies. And it's kind of weird because I was thinking they weren't going to start wrapping it up until the next zombies map, which I guess is not the case. And so they're starting to wrap it up. I don't know if they're going to make more zombies in the next Call of Duty, the next Treyarch Call of Duty. I don't know, maybe. I hope so. That'd be kind of cool. But I also kind of hope we can kind of wrap things up and kind of start getting done with the storyline, because I'm anxious to see what the ending is. Next pro is a new perk, the Vulture Raid. I love this perk. It's a great perk. If you get it, it will make some zombies have kind of like a green dust coming off of them, or green aura, and once you kill that zombie, you can stand in that green dust and it will resist all the other zombies, which is really nice, and it's helpful in certain times. Also, it will have some zombies drop things like ammo and money, so that's really helpful. Also, it will put up holographic markers for everything: wall guns, the mystery box, the pack-a-punch, or other perks. It's really helpful, and I really like it because you can see where everything is without having to go right up to it. You can kind of tell just by looking at the building or something like that, and it's really nice. Next pro is the teleporting fountain. Sorry, I couldn't say that. It's nice. It's what you have to do to activate it is you ram the big guy into the fountain, which is kind of in front of the church or the building where the Vulture Raid is, and kind of in front of the mansion too. And that fountain, you just run Leroy into it, and it will kind of explode a little bit, and the barrel will break on it. And then if you go into the mansion, through the mansion, and you find the center of the maze, and you blow up the fountain that's in the center. You can use ray gun. You can use the ray gun Mark II. You can use grenades, grenade launchers. You can use the RPG, I believe. You just blow it up, and then you can jump into the well, and it will teleport you. Sorry, not transport. Teleport you to the beginning, to processing. So that's how you get that achievement, is the return to processing achievement. So it'll just teleport you over there, and so that kind of makes my rounds easier, so I don't have to go through the mansion and then back through the mansion to get out of the maze, so you're not risking your points as much. So I kind of like the little teleporting thing. It was kind of fun. That's also where you make the nav card table, because it takes you to a different place in the processing. It takes you to the downstairs portion. So that was kind of nice. The next pro is the mansion. I love the mansion. It's freaky, freaky, freaky. It's just eerie and scary in there, and there's trees all around it, and so it kind of makes it freakier. And I just loved it. I thought it was great. I love the little ghost ladies in it. They freak the crap out of me, but they are really cool. I don't like how you can't kill them with the paralyzer. I don't like that. It just stops them or slows them down. Actually, it doesn't even stop them, and so that's not very helpful. And so I kind of was disappointed that the paralyzer doesn't kill them. Anyways, I like how they can give you a free perk if you kill them all, or not kill them all, but you go through the mansion, and if they keep following you outside the mansion, and they'll follow other players that even aren't in the mansion. If they do this, that's a good thing. That means once you kill them all, they'll give you a free perk, which is really nice. But it doesn't do this every round. You just have to wait a few rounds. It's not like you can do this like 5 or 6 times in one round and get all the perks. That's okay though. I mean, I'm glad they kind of put a limit on that. And so it was just kind of nice to get a free perk. Next pro is the maze. I like it. It's kind of a new thing where the map changes and adjusts, and I like that. It's not just the same thing over and over again. So you can go in there and you can get lost in there. Sometimes it takes me like 10 minutes to get out of there sometimes, and it's just another trial you have to go through to get to the pack-a-punch machine, and I love it. Of course, that gets a little bit easier with the paralyzer. Anyways, next pro is the Easter egg. Now, I don't know why I've never mentioned this in other pros and cons episodes, like for Black Ops 2, but I never mentioned how I like how there's 2 sides of the Easter egg. There's a Maxis side and there's a Richtofen side. You can kind of choose who you want to go with. Of course, you've got to choose one if you want to do the end game and all that stuff. You got to choose one and do it for all the maps, and so that's kind of nice and kind of cool how they change the story modes. Kind of like, I like how they did that, because they kind of do the same thing as they did in campaign for this Call of Duty, where there's a couple different endings that you can choose, and depending on what you do throughout the game. And so I kind of like how they chose to throw that into the zombies as well, and let you choose Maxis or Richtofen, and I like that. And I also liked how in this zombies map it's a lot simpler than all the other ones. I mean, it's still a little difficult, and of course you need 4 players, but it's still it's easier than a lot of the other ones have been. Like Moon was a little bit difficult and it was a lot longer, but this one was a little simple and it was really nice. I liked it. Last pro I've got is the new gadgets. They added the head chopper and the subsurface resonator, and I like these. These were cool little gadgets you can do. The head chopper, you just plant it on a wall or somewhere, and it will just chop off zombies' heads, and as they walk past. And the problem with that one is that it can also damage you if you walk into it. So you got to be careful about that and be a little cautious when you place those. And also the subsurface resonator. The subsurface resonator is required for the Easter egg. You have to use it to destroy the little globe things. And I like it because it's kind of cool. It's just, you just have to build that, and then you place it, and then you place a turbine next to it. And it's kind of cool. It makes a cool sound, and it kills zombies. It kills a lot of things, and I like how they made that necessary for the Easter egg. I don't think they've made any other gadgets necessary for an Easter egg other than this one. Anyway, so that's it for my pros and cons. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to end this video. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. I hope it's fairly good. I mean, I was having trouble during the gameplay. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please comment, rate, and definitely subscribe. I love your subscriptions. It's nice to have. It's nice to know that people are watching me and enjoying my videos. Also comment. I love your comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you disagree or agree with certain things. What you have to add. New things I left out. Anything. If I was wrong about something, go ahead and correct me. I love that. I like to know your feedback and stuff like that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to come back next time for the last DLC, Zombies map pack. I kind of said that wrong. The new Zombies map pack that will be coming out sometime between now and I'm guessing October-ish, September. I'm guessing that's a couple months before the new Call of Duty comes out, and so they're gonna, of course, let it out before the new one comes out. So it's I'm kind of excited. I'm really excited actually because I want to see how Treyarch decides to wrap all this up. Oh, anyways, this was a long video. It's like 20 minutes, isn't it? Alright, well, I'm sorry for the long video, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope you come back next time. Goodbye.